we call it blacksmithing is the color of steel after we forge it is black. And the way we do it is we have a coal or a forge. This is called a forge, this whole setup, and that's to hold our fuel. I'm burning coal in here, which is a fossilized plant and animal material. This here was created way back before the dinosaurs and when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth. So it took thousands of years for Mother Earth to make this. And we as humans are burning it up at an exponential rate. Every time you turn a light bulb on, you're using coal. Every time you use hot water for a shower, you're using coal. So we use it up majorly. Now in order for coal to burn, we have to induce a draft. In order to induce a draft, this here is a fan. There's a fan in here. If you want to look in that hole over here, watch how fast that fan turns. Moves pretty fast. Every time this handle goes around once, that fan goes around 60 times. Well, that sucks air in here, blows it down through this venturi tube and comes up through the fire. When we induce a draft into coal, we can easily reach 3,000 degrees without a problem.
Wow.
Now this piece of steel that I just put in there, it's gone at about 2,500 degrees, so it'll burn up. We have to be careful of that. That's where the old saying, too many irons in the fire came from. If the blacksmith had too many irons in there, he'd burn up the steel, and hence he had too many irons in the fire. Which means if you have too many things going, you can't pay attention to what's going on, something's got to give. You know what I'm saying? So I just got done making 3 nails in a row, so I'm bored with making nails. I'm going to make a leaf. Is that okay? Alright. This is called freeform forging. Forging is to move material, more or less. With the basics of blacksmithing, very basic, simple tools, we can take a railroad spike, here, good grief, it's laying right in front of my face. We can take a railroad spike that looks like that, this one here, turn it into one that looks like that. So that's what that originally started out as. Same thing. We just moved the material. I didn't take any off, I didn't add anything to it. It's all from one railroad spike. And now I'm just going to show you some of the quick basics of how blacksmithing works so you get the idea. And hopefully I can catch your interest and you'll carry this on because this ain't getting any clear or any darker. It keeps getting grayer. Okay, so we're going to start by making the point to the leaf. We'll hammer that down. And we're going to round it up. And then we're going to isolate off some material to make the leaf. Use the corner of the anvil. I'm doing half hammer blows. All about hammer control. The more hammer control I have, the easier this works. I mean, I make it look easy, but I haven't kept track of how many leaves I made, but I'd say I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple thousand. After doing this for 17 years, you know, it's a very easy process for me to show that you can see a lot of technique in a very short order of time and you can get amongst your day. Because I hate to bore you to death. I like to be exciting, but I don't know, maybe I'm not. You look like you're sad. Oh, you can smile, yeah! Looky there, it didn't even break. Okay, so we got to heat this up again because like I said, I compare the steel as cookie dough because we all know about cookies. You take the cookies out of the oven, they're nice and warm, they're soft and ooey gooey. You can bend them and whatnot, they don't break. Steel is the same way. As long as it's nice and hot, it's soft. And I can move it, manipulate it. And most of the time, or some of the time I should say, I can make it do what I want. But the fact of the matter is, law of science, no matter what I tell you, law of science is every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's just plain law of science. So if I hit exactly in the right spot, exactly the right time, exactly the right place every time, it will do exactly what it's supposed to do. Unfortunately, you put human error in it, and you don't always get the same result twice. Because I don't take the same amount of material. Now, if I was doing this, the softer it is, the deeper I can push this into the surface of that leaf, the more defined the veins are going to be. Now, as I said, for those of you that joined me, the cranking of the fan is inducing a draft to heat the forge up. We can reach temperatures of 3,000 degrees without a problem.
When did centrifugal blowers come in?
Centrifugal blowers, you mean like? Oh, I couldn't tell you for sure. I really couldn't tell you. I know the electricity, when the electricity come in, the blacksmiths hooked these up to motors, and then they ended up getting in trouble. But to be for a time era when they came in, I don't know. They traveled across. I didn't learn until the other day that blacksmithing was actually been around since a couple thousand years before Christ was born. I mean, that blew my mind. I didn't realize that it's been around that long. So essentially, by using the narrow fuller on the hammer now, we were able to sink that into the steel and we made the veins on the leaf. Okay? So now we're going to go to even a narrower fuller yet with the Hardy cutoff. This is a very narrow fuller, so it's really going to move the steel quick. And it's called a Hardy cutoff because it goes in the Hardy hole. Not some guy named Hardy didn't make it. Remember, Hardy made burgers. You know, Hardy's Burgers? Guy named Hardy. Anyway, I don't know if that's true. That might be a little light. I just made that up. But my wife made the necklace, actually. She does coppersmithing, and she's demonstrating that too. Well, right now she's just admiring me. So, can't blame her, can you? Anyway, no, she does the coppersmithing. She does very beautiful work. If you want to look at some really pretty copper jewelry that she makes beautiful copper earrings and whatnot in there. Well, you don't have to just look. You can buy too. I don't mind. Everything you see here is for sale. Even the wife. But the things that are more dear to me, they just cost more, that's all. Okay, so we got that heated up, and now we're going to separate it from the parent stock. This is the parent stock. So with the Hardy cutoff, we can cut that off. See how that fuller is just sinking right into that material? I'm not losing any material cutting this. With modern day techniques, when we get the old saw out, we take the saw and we cut that. Like when she cuts the leaves out, you got one started? She don't. Yeah, when she cuts the leaves out, she cuts that all out with that little saw. She's taking the material out in between there. I'm not losing any material there whatsoever. It's all still there. Now that's a very small saw that she used. So you take out a 1/4 inch at a time, so you lose a 1/4 inch of material every time. So here I just moved the steel away. I moved this part of the steel that way and that part of the steel that way. Okay. Now you're probably wondering how in the heck did he get? Pay attention there. We're up to about the hole of the hammer there, right? Okay. I'm going to demonstrate the drawing out process. You're probably wondering how the heck did we go from a little spike that long to a spike that long, right? Well, it was with this drawing out process. This is how that happened. We essentially made this thinner with the big steel mills and foundries we have nowadays. So they had to get a billet of steel. If they needed a piece of 1/4 inch round stock and all they had was 1/2 inch, they had to pound it down to 1/4 inch. Well, if they didn't have a power hammer, then it was the smithy and the apprentice would double strike, and they would pound out and draw it out. Now remember, we were up to the hole with this, right? I'm just pounding out the stem here, but it's the same principle as to how that roasting fork got to be as long as it did. I better quit beating there. Right here is the most dangerous heat in the blacksmith shop. Watch close because I'm only going to do this once. Still lets the smoke out of my fingers. See them white marks on there? That's still about 8 hours. Oh, that almost smells like pork. Anyways, that's the most dangerous heat in the blacksmith shop because your eye can't see that it's hot.
Jaden! We could get those.
Yeah, look good. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
We went, the ladies, we went down there.
never did ask him. Like, I thought about it after I left there. I said, "You soccer going?"
You would think they would. Yeah.
Oh, there's a walleye tournament. But I suppose if you catch a soccer, they'll be on the plane and catch it. Bass, but I think the bigger ones are pretty
Going to do it. Yeah, we're going to have for a long time. There's a nice black lab. Onions. Everything together, you know. But you know what? And it's hard to get out there. Oh, I bet. It's like I said. So Al called you, huh?
Yep.
What'd he say?
Be there in August.
Yeah. You want to see me come to Harper's Ferry, right?
Yeah. I figured that's probably.
Oh, so going up to Harper's Ferry, is that where you're going?
Yeah.
It's nice, but
You're gonna stay
Oh,
there.
he's gonna stay at your place, okay. You wanna see all at once?
Yeah.
Can we just go to that one?
It's just really hot right there.
After hunter and guide, they taught me to shoot, to speak the truth. I taught myself to ride.
How do you think I put it over here?
I was till I saw the plains, and I saddled away to the little old Indian town of Taos and the city of Santa Fe. When I was till I saw the
Nope. It's no good as of 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'm on a clock here. I've got 24 hours to spend this. They need to make wise decisions. Oh, this is the 11th. Oh, look, it's there.
That is adorable. He looks hot too.
Again with the bag?
Again with the bag.
No. Oh, right by the
I
front
mean,
here.
that just was so Jewish right
I go, well, I is what I is. I said again,
Again
with the
with the
bag.
bag?
It's over there on the.
there. That is something that a Jewish
Okay.
grandmother would say.
Okay. I guess I don't.
And she's
I've
a
not been
Jewish
around.
grandmother.
I've not been around Jewish people enough to
Oh yeah, there's.
recognize any of that
Oh,
kind of stuff.
that is again. You know, that's an exact Jewish phrase, right?
I got one of those flutes, but I can't play it. I paid $135.
Hi.
Heavy, heavy.
Be back and see. I don't usually bring my check.
One second.
Big lemonade. And probably a big sarsaparilla too.
So what size is the lemonade now?
Both of
They're
them.
both, so you want two of these then? All right.
Lemonade!
A friend of mine built it, Joe East. He was a machinist at John Deere. He built it, he brought it out one day.
That black powder too then?
Yeah. Velma.
Oh, salt and pepper shakers. I think she collects them now. She'll be probably trying to buy every one.
Burned his father.
What are those magnets? Those are hematite magnets. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hello.
Peanut butter, water, soda, and then perfect little chip.
How you doing? Good. How you doing today, sir? Good. Oh, yes. Yep.
Should get that. Wear it to work. Wear that to work.
I pooped today.
What about shots there?
I don't have a home to do that, so.
Yeah, you better.
Alright.